Thanks, Sean. If you'll take your Bibles open to 1 Corinthians chapter 1. We get to finish chapter 1 this morning, Lord willing. So please open there. Turn to 1 Corinthians 1, verse 26. That's where we'll start. And after I prepared this handout for you all that's in your bulletin, and I looked at the title of it, I realized, yes, we do need Christ to be our wisdom, because my wisdom is constantly thrown in my face as being inadequate, because wisdom on the top of your outline does not have a D. Christ, our wisdom. I'm sorry about that. So there you go. I'm inadequate, and so that's why, and you're inadequate. That's why we need Jesus to be our wisdom and to be our King. So I apologize for that, but don't let that make you stumble. So far, this letter to 1 Corinthians has shown us a lot of things. It's shown us things about ourselves, shown us about our own tendencies, sometimes to be divisive, right? This is what Corinth was struggling with. We have these people who are taking in these lofty ideas, and they're feeling puffed up about these lofty ideas, and then they're having these competing preachers. So I follow Paul, I follow Apollos, I follow Peter, and you have the ultra-spiritual one saying, well, I follow Jesus, and I don't care about man. Right? So you have all these things going on, these conflicts in the church at Corinth, and Paul is addressing these conflicts. And then he launches in, and we looked at this the last time in chapter 1, verses 18 to 25. He's talking about how I didn't come preaching any fancy words of eloquence, any kind of lofty philosophy. I came just knowing Christ and Him crucified. I came just to preach about Jesus, so that you wouldn't place any confidence in the flesh and in Paul's ability to proclaim. So 1 Corinthians 1, 18 to 25 concerns, on your outline, those who reject the cross. Those who reject the cross. For those of you who like to fill things in, now is your chance to receive fulfillment and enjoyment from writing and filling in blanks. So 1 Corinthians 1, 18 to 25 concerns those who reject the cross. And then our passage this morning, starting in verse 26 to 31, concerns those who accept the cross. So Paul is now turning his gaze, focusing on those people who have accepted the cross, and reminding of them from which they came. So let's take a look, verse 26. For consider your calling, brethren, that there were not many wise according to the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble, but God has chosen the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. So we'll stop there. Not many of you all, he's reminding you, now some of them were, but not many of them were wise according to the flesh. They weren't smart people. They weren't chosen because of their brightness and their brilliance. Not many were mighty. Another way to interpret this, translate this, not many of you were very influential people. You didn't have a high office